Hi, Annalisa Six here with the January 2023 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Leo for sun and rising. It's our time to shine with our horoscope. You can tell I'm obsessed with being a Leo. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a lag in my brain because I've been doing this all day and it's Mercury retrograde and I've been getting retrograded all over. So let me kind of get my act together here. I should have done this before I hit record. But anyways, happy new year, Leo. Here we are. We made it if we're watching this. And I definitely have not gotten my act together the way that my horoscope said I should, but I think my horoscope was more accurate for my rising sign. So again, always make sure you watch your rising sign because sometimes those are more accurate than sun sign. So moving into January, we have three retrogrades that we're starting the year off with. There have already been retrograde, but basically Mercury, Mars, and Uranus are retrograde. Mercury's retrograde in Capricorn, and the area that this is hitting in the Leo horoscope has to do with our daily routines and our health. And so Mercury retrograde in Capricorn means that we've probably had some disruption in that area of our life. We've probably had a really hard time getting down a routine, getting our health figured out, kind of figuring out how the structure of all of those things. I know that's totally true for me. I thought that I was going to be a little bit more on it. And I don't know why I thought that, because with Mercury stationing retrograde at the end of the month, it's hard to kind of get those routines locked down. So again, moving into January with Mercury retrograde, we're going to probably still be feeling some of that. So if you're having any plans to like new year, new me with your health or any kind of like structured day, you're probably still going to be struggling with that in January. And it's not going to be till the end of January that you're probably going to feel a little bit more momentum over getting control over that when Mercury is finally direct in Capricorn. Mars retrograde in Gemini has been happening since the end of October. So we've already had this energy for quite some time, but it's starting to finally come to an end, and it's going to officially be over by January 12th, which is hallelujah. And then we'll have Mars passing back through Gemini, forward motion until the end of March. And so this area that has been influenced by Mars and Gemini in the Leo chart is specifically the area that has to do with social groups and community. And Mars, wherever Mars is where there's kind of like action, but Mars is also associated with struggles and conflict. And so if we've been having any conflict with the groups of people that we associate with or with our community, that's something that we've been reflecting and reviewing upon. I personally haven't had any conflict with people, but what I have had is this desire to be a part of my community and feeling like I don't know how to do that, and feeling like I keep not feeling like I have the energy for it because I'm also having some health issues. And then also feeling like I have some fear around it. Mars can also bring up unconscious fears. And so just in sharing that, I'm kind of saying that like if you're a Leo and you've been kind of still trying to find your community or find your way, this is kind of where you might start feeling some momentum once Mars stations direct. And then, you're kind of working through implementing that at the end of January and all of February and first half of March before Mars moves into Cancer. We also have Venus entering Aquarius at the beginning of the month, and Aquarius is the opposite sign of Leo. And so those two, they oppose each other in the birth chart. So Leo is the fixed fire sign and Aquarius is the fixed air sign. And Leo tends to rule self-expression, creativity, romance, inner child, play, joy. And Aquarius rules friendship, organizations that we're a part of, politics, social groups, innovation, change, activists, like activism, not necessarily activists, but activists too, I think. And so there's kind of this, the way that I feel in the Leo Aquarius axis is that Leo tends to want to please people through creative arts or laughter. And Aquarius kind of focuses on pleasing people through acts of advocacy or connection through similar interests or similar causes. Like that's kind of the way that those two are the same but different. And with Venus in Aquarius, we might be kind of feeling pulled more towards those Aquarian themes in our Leo self. And where it hits in the horoscope for Leo, it has to do with our personal relationships, like lovers or best friends or business partnerships. And Venus is a really good energy. It's considered to be the lesser benefic. So it's a very auspicious, good fortune energy. It's a really great energy for connecting closer to the people that you care about the most. So again, best friends, business partners, and lovers. I'm married, so I'm excited for that. I feel like that's a good energy for me. Also, if you feel more inclined to get closer with somebody, Venus in Aquarius could also be emphasizing that for you. Venus will be entering Pisces at the end of the month. And so then we'll have kind of a little bit of a shift into more of the creative energy that Venus and Pisces can lend itself to in the chart of Leo rising. It also influences our relationships and our relationships around shared resources. This is also a really good time to kind of figure out financially how you want to put certain things together if you have investments or you're refinancing, things like that. There's themes around that as well. And Venus rules money, so that can also be auspicious for that type of stuff, like getting certain accounts together around investments, things like that. Venus and Pisces can also overspend in a similar way that Venus and Sagittarius, or Venus, like if Venus and Sagittarius is in the second house, you tend to overspend a lot. So you could be mindful of that through January, at the end of January and beginning of February, just kind of what you're doing with your money in that way for where it's hitting in the horoscope, not necessarily your personal birth chart. That's different. Jupiter is going to be going through the first 5 degrees of Aries for the month of January. And, you know, Aries trines Leo, and Aries and Leo tend to be very compatible signs because fire likes fire. And Jupiter does very well in Aries and is very popular with Leo. And so there's some old astrology books that I have that even claim that Jupiter was once the ruler of Leo. And I find that very odd. I've tried to look deeper into that. And the only thing I've been able to find is that Jupiter does rule one of the decans of Leo. But I have some books that said that it was a ruler of Leo, which is totally not true. The sun has pretty much always been the ruler of Leo, but Jupiter likes the fire signs. It rules Sagittarius. It's exalted in Aries. And, well, I think the sun is exalted in Aries, but Jupiter does well in Aries and it does well in Leo. And so this energy trining Leo is very good for building self-confidence, self-love. The area that it's hitting in the horoscope has a lot to do with our beliefs and kind of our value systems and whether or not we're living in alignment with those values. It's also really good for educational pursuits if you want to learn something new and expand your world, expand your knowledge and something. I'm definitely feeling that way about astrology. Like I've been doing astrology for a long time. I've been in and out of learning astrology most of my life. And I definitely feel this desire to kind of go to the next level with my astrological practice and sign up for some classes. So for me, that feels very accurate. Uranus stations direct at the end of the month, the 4th week, around the 22nd. At 14 degrees Taurus. Now, Taurus makes a square to Leo and that can be a hard energy for Leo. And it's also creative, though. It's also a good time for like new insights and ways to kind of manifest more of what we desire in our life in a physical way, not just in kind of like the spiritual way. And where this is hitting in the horoscope for Leo, I mean, Uranus has been in Taurus for a long time now and will continue to be, but this has a lot to do with career and how you put yourself out into the world. And so you might have some breakthroughs when Uranus stations direct at the end of the month when we're in Aquarius season. The sun will be in Aquarius starting on the 20th. And so I've said this in pretty much every video, the end of the month is going to be a breakthrough month for most of us where we start to have some insights wherever this Uranus direct transit is happening, since the other planets will be direct as well. So again, you're probably going to have some breakthroughs when it comes to how you are of service to the world in some way in your job or whatever you're doing. I currently am unemployed, so I'll be curious to see how that works out for me. I don't know if I'll have that many the last part that I'm going to do is our full and new moon for the month of January. So we start out the month on January 6th with a full moon in Cancer at 16 degrees. Cancer full moons are always great for self-care and setting intentions around things that we're emotionally working through. It's a really great time to hang out at home and do some kind of self-care ritual. It's also a really good time to heal things that are tied to the mother or ancestral work that we're doing around our families. For where this is hitting in the Leo chart, this is actually in an area that has a lot to do with our subconscious. And so this could be a really positive time for us to sit and kind of work through our subconscious world. Dream work is really positive. Creative work is really positive. For me, I think that whenever there's a Cancer moon, I just love staying at home, taking a bath or a really hot shower, a face mask, all the self-care stuff. I like doing a tarot reading for myself on a full moon. If it rains, I've also had this happen where like the full moon, often this time of year where I've lived in California, it usually almost always rains. And so what I'll do is I'll put a jar out and actually collect the rainwater from the Cancer full moon rain. And I will use that for my rituals for the rest of the year. And so that's also something that is really fun to do. And I haven't shared with any of the other signs. So Leos, I'm sharing that with you. The second moon that we have of the month is on January 21st. We have our new moon in Aquarius, 1 degree Aquarius during Aquarius season. And of course, that's opposing Leo. And where this is hitting in the Leo horoscope has more to do with our relationships, right? Because Aquarius is opposing Leo rising. And so this is a really good time to set intentions around your close personal relationship. So if you are in a romantic relationship, kind of the way that you connect with that person and the way that you are moving forward in life with that person, setting intentions around that is really positive. Also best friends and business partnerships. So if you have a business partnership or a best friend that you've been going through something with, or that you want to get closer with, setting intentions around that is really positive as well. This is a great time for love spells. I know love spells sound really cheesy, but one time I was going through some stuff in my relationship where my partner was having a really difficult time and I wanted to make things better. And so I was channeling one night and I was given this ritual where I was trying to do like a love spell to kind of like bring more love into the relationship. And the way that I was going about it was very kind of cheesy, like human. And the way that I was kind of downloaded how to do that was more from a Reiki point of view. But at that point, I wasn't certified in Reiki. I didn't have any really like knowledge of Reiki, but essentially what I was being taught to do was send Reiki to my partner. And I was told, like, this is what your partner needs. Your partner needs to just feel you sending them love and healing energy. And I was kind of like given that energy to send to their heart chakra. And when my husband came home that night, he told me that he just felt better. Like I didn't tell him I'd done any of that stuff, but he told me that he just like, he could feel an energy shift and that all the stuff he'd been stressed out about, he just wasn't worried about anymore. And I literally was just like, what just happened? Like I had no idea that the turnaround for that was going to be so quick, but it works. And so I think that this new moon in Aquarius hitting in that part of the Leo chart, this is a really good time to learn how to do that kind of stuff for the people you care about, like sending people love and sending people just love beams. You know, I think a lot of people don't know that it's possible to do that and how far that goes. And it's really sad sometimes when people are closed off to it. Like a lot of people are closed off to receiving love in that way. And it's unfortunate because it works and it's very healing. But if you're in a partnership with people that are open to receiving love from you, that can be something that's really worth exercising. Don't send love to people that don't deserve it, and don't send love to people who aren't open to it because they don't want it. So it's just make sure it's with people that you already have that understanding and connection with. Those are my 2 cents. That is your horoscope for my computer just glitched out. Mercury retrograde. That is your horoscope for January 2023. Leo, good luck.